Okay, so today we're going to talk a little bit about using Google Fusion tables to create your maps or charts or graphs or whatever you're going to create for your IDV. First thing first, you need to have a Google account to use Google Fusion tables. So if you already use Gmail, you have a Google account. If not, you need to set one up. So please create a Google account. Second, you need to have a Google Drive account. So that is the new version of Google Docs. If you have the old Google Docs, just upgrade to Google Drive. So you should see across your top bar here, Drive instead of Docs. Once you get there, you're ready to start. So if you need to do that, please create your Google account and your Google Drive account before continuing on. Okay, those of you ready to start, here's just a quick tutorial on how you use Google Fusion tables. In your Google Drive account, you want to go to Create, scroll down to More, and choose Fusion Table. This will give you some options for creating your table. You can either import it from the computer, use a Google spreadsheet, or create an empty table. For our purposes, the best way to do it is to import a document that you created in Excel or some other program. So if I open up this folder here, you'll see I have a police budgets by year Excel sheet. So I have the years 2008 to 2011 and how money, the amount of money that was spent on each area. This is for Iowa City. So I created this Excel document by collecting the annual reports of the police department and taking out the budgets. So this is what I'm going to upload to the Google Fusion tables. So if I go back, hit Browse, choose Police Budgets 2008, 2011, hit Open, go to Next. You'll notice it asks you where the column names are. Mine are here in row 1, so I'm all set. It shows you the data. Hit Next. This is where you can give all your table names, etc. So I'm going to go Iowa City Police Department Budgets 2008, 2011. This is allowing other people to export it. You want to attribute the data. Put the link for where you got it in the description. Hit Finish. And now you're in the Google Fusion interface. So I'm going to show you quickly how to create a graph with this data. So a couple things to look at first. You are in, by default, you come into the rows view, so you can see this tab says rows. Next to it is the cards view. If you click this, it'll display the data in a different way. And then next to that, you have your plus sign where you can create additional tabs. So if I click the plus sign and go to Add Chart, it'll bring up the chart options and it'll start trying to plot the data. So let's go back to our rows and see what we're working with here. So we have our years and we have the way the money was spent. So I want to plot each year so that you can see each year next to each other and look at how much money was allocated. So if I go back to my chart, the best way to do that is with a bar graph that organizes the money by year. So you'll notice when up here it tells you category, it says year. If you look down on your x-axis, it looks kind of odd. And that has to do with the way that Google Fusion Tables reads years. So if we go back to our rows, you'll notice that when you have your column year, hold on, let me just make this view a little bit easier for you to see. There we go. If you click this little black drop-down arrow, you get an option to change the column, to modify it. So you can actually change the name of the column, but you can change the type as well. And this is something that's a bit strange. You would think the type date time would be the right one when you're plotting something by years, but actually this confuses the program. This works if you're trying to use things like November 1st, 2012, but it doesn't work when you just are trying to use years alone. So you actually just want to change this to text and then hit OK. You can change all your columns if you want to. So if I go in, that knows it's a number, but I can hit Format and choose it to display as money, and it will display it as money. So you can go through and do that for each column. I'm not going to do that right now, but that is something you may want to do, particularly for when you go to the cards view. It looks a lot nicer. Okay, so let me go back to my chart now. And now when I hit display by year, you can see the years look the way we want them to. However, you probably noticed something else. The years are in the wrong order. 2008, 10, 9, 11. So that's a problem. The reason they're in the wrong order is this sort by. Right now it's sorting by the category administration, but we want it to sort by the category year. So if you change that, now it'll put them in the right order. So category year sorted by year. And here you go is where you can select the values to display all of the things that you want to graph. So if you do that, you notice that, and for some reason it gave me administration twice, so I'll just take that off. You'll notice that the graph displays how the money was spent in 2008, 9, 10, 11. You can compare individually by year how money was allocated, but you can also look across each year. Okay? At this point, you're pretty much done, but you need to do a couple last minute tweaks. And to do that, you want to go into Change Appearance. This is where you'll put your title. So this is where I would say Iowa City Police Department. I'll spell it right. Budgets. You can also make some changes if you want to move the legend, etc. So you can kind of play around, see what you like. You can change your color of your font, whatever you want to do in here. Make choices that are reasonable for what you're doing. So you get the options here. You can label the different axes, so you can put years, and it'll tell you down there. You can also do the left one to say amount of money or whatever you want to do. Okay, so once you get that all set and you hit OK, you can see that it adjusts accordingly. So if you were happy with your final product, you would be ready to publish this. So to do that, you come up to the little black drop-down arrow on Charts and hit Publish. Now you have the option of just emailing it if you like, or embedding the HTML code in your website. So that's what we're going to do. Before you select this, make sure the Include Data attribution is checked. That'll give the indication of where you got it from. Then click inside your the box here and copy the code, so Command-C to copy. Then X this out. At this point, you would go to your website. So this is the dashboard for our class site. Hit Create New. Brings up a new post. You do all your titling, all of that stuff, but I'm just going to show you quick how to actually embed the code. You need to switch from the visual view to the HTML view. Click in the box, Command-V to paste, hit Preview, and voila, there's your chart embedded in a post. Now remember, you would put you can go back to the visual view. You'd put your accompanying story in here, your title, all of that stuff before you publish it. Okay, so that's how you create a chart in Google Fusion Tables.